Hello everybody, this is Lara at pureelliottwave.com. I'm going to update my analysis for you for XRP today. Just a reminder, I have my Learn Pure Elliott Wave online course on special for 40% off. If you click through the link right below this video and you go to this page, you can use this code here to get 40% off, and there's a description of what's available in the course. I've updated all of the introductions and there are 2 new supplementary lessons for you. A lesson on Fibonacci ratios and practical application of Elliott Wave using rules for investing and trading. Let's jump into this analysis. I expect XRP's got one more low before this bear market is done, and I'll also put the link through to the analysis on my website for this. It's got charts and text. If you don't like watching video, you can just click through and look at my charts and read my text if you want the shortened version. Last time I looked at XRP and did a full analysis for you, I was considering that the low was over in here. That was my main wave count, and I did have an alternate that was pretty much this wave count, which expected a final 5th wave down to complete. This new low last week has invalidated what was my prior main wave count, and this was the alternate. It's now the only remaining wave count for XRP. It expects that the bear market, labelled primary wave 2, is an incomplete double zigzag. From this low down here, this bear market ending in March 2020, to this high here, this bull market, this is labelled a leading expanding diagonal. It is labelled a primary wave 1 within cycle 3, and we're looking for the end of primary wave 2 within cycle 3. I don't think that this lower trend line is really significant enough to offer support, so I'm going to use my target, which is at the daily chart level. The structure of primary 2 here is a double zigzag, W, X, Y. This chart is on a semi-log scale, and the extreme volatility of this market means that W and Y are actually somewhat close to equality in terms of actual price distance travelled, but the scale squishes W up and extends Y out. Wave Y is incomplete, subdividing as a zigzag, A, B, and an extended C wave, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So minute wave 5 must only subdivide as a 5-wave motive structure. Looks like it's unfolding as an impulse. Primary 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 below 0.1138. Within minute 5, no second wave correction may move beyond its start of above 0.5582. Okay, let's zoom in on this structure of the final 5th wave. This high here, the end of minute 4. This point here, minute wave 5 unfolding as an impulse, minuet 1, 2, 3, 4 continuing sideways, and then 5 to continue lower to make at least a slight new low below the end of 3 back here to avoid a truncation. The target would see that achieved. I played with targets at intermediate and cycle and minute degree, and this is the best target I can calculate. It expects only a slight new low below the end of minuet 3 though, and so I think this target might not be low enough. If it's wrong, it may be too conservative. The structure of minute 5 needs to complete, and 3 and 4 not over yet, and then the final 5th wave may be short and sharp, making a new low below this point here. For the short term, I expect some sideways consolidation to continue for maybe another up to a week now. Should be over sooner rather than later for minuet 4. May not move into wave 1 price territory above 0.42. In the short term, if we see a new high above that price point, then I'd have to change the labelling from this high on downward, and my wave count for the short term, if that happens, would be wrong, obviously, if it's invalidated. At the weekly chart level, there is actually, or the daily chart level, this is the last prior important low, support holding quite strong about 0.3. We haven't seen a new low on a closing basis, but last week we did see a new low on an intraday basis. Volume was pushing price lower in this previous downward week, which was quite strong, so there's push to the downside from volume. So I would read the short-term volume profile as bearish, but support at 0.30 is actually pretty strong. On-balance volume is within a narrow range. There's no signal at the weekly chart level. There was a bearish signal here, a bullish signal here, and now the support line is holding again, but it's been weakened, so it doesn't have great technical significance. At the weekly chart level, ADX is declining. There is no clear trend at this time frame. RSI, money flow, and stochastics all neutral, and ATR starting to flatten off. At the daily chart level, There's a strong bullish long lower wick for the spike down. On balance, within this session, the balance of volume looks like it is upward. A strong bullish long lower wick and a close close to highs. Upward movement had some push from volume, but previous downward sessions were stronger. So for the short term, I would read the volume profile also as bearish. Push to the downside, not as much push to the upside, and now sideways movement on declining volume. This here looks like a pause within an ongoing downward trend for XRP. This chart supports the Elliott wave count that expects new lows, but ADX tells us, yes, there is a downward trend at this time frame, but it is now extreme. It's not too far off, very extreme. RSI reached oversold again at the daily chart level. If we see new lows below this prior point and we see bullish divergence on a closing basis between price and RSI, with ADX offering or telling us the downward trend is now extreme, if that setup happens, then I would again have some reasonable confidence that a sustainable low may be in place. If we then see a bullish candlestick pattern with support from volume, I would have even more confidence in that view. Money flow, RSI and stochastics all neutral. ATR decreasing as price falls and now declining as price moves sideways supports the view that this is probably consolidation within an ongoing downward trend. So I'm expecting new lows for XRP, but the next low for XRP looks like it could be the last one, the end of that bear market. That's all from me with your XRP analysis today. I hope everyone's having an awesome weekend, and if you want to purchase my course 40% off, I'll have that special on until the evening of Thanksgiving Day. Thank you so much for your support.